Oh, buckle up because the internet just exploded like it caught 50 Cent's Wi-Fi password. Leaked footage has surfaced, and it's not just messy, it's legendary. 50 Cent, the king of petty, the undisputed heavyweight champion of internet shade, just went nuclear on Kevin Hart and Diddy, and the receipts. Phew, they make the Kardashians look like kindergarten story time. We're talking secret footage, private parties, and confessions that'll make your jaw drop harder than Diddy's last business meeting. This isn't tea, this is boiling oil poured straight onto Hollywood's fake smiles. 50 didn't just expose them. He cooked them on live digital grill. The man basically said, "You wanted honesty? Cool. Let me destroy careers while I'm at it." Fans are losing their collective minds. TikTok detectives are dissecting every frame. Twitter's running courtroom threads, and Hollywood's pretending they just woke up while their PR teams hyperventilate. The streets are calling this the Hollywood Hiroshima tape. So grab your popcorn, pour yourself something strong, and maybe lock your phone because what's inside this leak will change how you see Kevin, Diddy, and 50 forever. This isn't gossip. This is a multi-million-dollar meltdown caught in 4K. It all started on a random Tuesday night, you know, the kind of night where the internet's calm, people are minding their business, and suddenly boom, 50 Cent decides peace is overrated. Out of nowhere, clips start surfacing online, shaky, grainy, but oh so dangerous. The kind of clips that scream, "This was never supposed to leave the vault," and who's in them? None other than Kevin Hart, Diddy, and a few too familiar Hollywood faces looking like they'd just seen a ghost or worse, 50's camera crew. Now, before we dive in, let's be honest. When 50 Cent says "I got footage," the entire entertainment industry immediately checks their lawyers and clears their browsers. Because this man doesn't bluff. He's the Shakespeare of shade, the Picasso of pettiness, and apparently, the director of whatever chaos just hit the timeline. So here's what allegedly went down. The leak came from an unnamed source claiming to be part of a private event. According to that source, 50 was recording everything. Not just the party, the after party, the side conversations, the "you didn't hear that from me" whispers. Basically, the kind of stuff you only admit when you think no one's watching. And baby, someone was watching. The first clip that broke the internet shows Kevin Hart joking around, saying something about being careful what events you attend with Diddy, followed by awkward laughter that aged like milk. The camera pans and there's Diddy, looking not amused. You could feel the tension through the pixels, but the real chaos started when 50 posted a cryptic tweet that read, "Ain't no jokes when the truths sound funnier than comedy." Fans lost their minds. Twitter became an open mic night for conspiracy theorists. People started digging into old Diddy and Kevin interviews, piecing together clues like it was the Da Vinci Code of celebrity scandals. Minutes later, another clip drops, and this one sent Hollywood into cardiac arrest. Diddy's seen talking to Kevin in what looks like a heated debate. The audio's muffled, but you can clearly hear Kevin say, "Bro, you can't keep inviting me to these things. People talk." To which Diddy allegedly replies, "You worried about people or the truth?" Boom, chaos, gone. The clip cuts. The internet breaks. Within 10 minutes, 50 leaked it, was trending #1 globally. Memes started flying faster than 50's clapbacks. One viral post said, "Diddy needs a PR exorcist, this footage making surviving Diddy look like a warm-up." Another read, "Kevin's next comedy special better be called Too Close to the Truth." The blogs went into overdrive. Hollywood Unlocked, The Shade Room, and even TMZ started digging. Everyone wanted the full footage, but 50, being the marketing genius he is, didn't give it all away. He sprinkled it piece by piece, like breadcrumbs leading to an apocalypse. Each new clip dropped with a caption colder than a Chicago winter. "They told y'all I was petty. I'm just consistent." Now, let's rewind the tape, because this wasn't random. 50 and Diddy have had tension for years. Every time Diddy's name trends, 50's somewhere nearby holding digital popcorn. From the nightclub beefs to the cryptic comments about parties that ain't really parties, these two been circling each other like boxing heavyweights waiting for the rematch bell. And Kevin Hart? Caught right in the crossfire. See, Kevin's been trying to play both sides the I'm everyone's funny friend card. But when you're standing between 50 Cent's truth cannon and Diddy's let's not discuss that energy, something's bound to explode. The internet wasted no time resurrecting old interviews. One resurfaced from years ago where Kevin joked about Diddy's extravagant parties, saying, "You never know who's gonna show up or disappear." At the time, people laughed. Now, they're zooming in on that clip like it's classified intel. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp was scrambling. His PR team released a statement saying, "These videos are being misinterpreted and taken out of context." The internet collectively responded with, "Oh, so it's true then? Because if there's one rule online, it's this: denial equals confirmation." Then came 50's next move, a post on Instagram showing him smirking next to a TV playing one of the leaked clips. Captioned, "Somebody call Kevin. He looks stressed." That single post got 1 million likes in under an hour. Comments flooded in. 50 got the infinity stones of receipts. Kevin in witness protection by morning. Diddy somewhere unplugging every camera in his mansion. But here's the crazy part: sources close to 50 claim this isn't even the worst footage. The leak we saw? That was just Act 1. Allegedly. There's a longer version, over an hour of behind-the-scenes footage, including private convos involving other A-listers who might have been at the same event. You could practically hear Hollywood's collective blood pressure rise. Kevin's team went into lockdown mode. His social media went silent, which, for Kevin, is like a fire alarm. Normally, he's cracking jokes every 5 minutes, but suddenly nothing. Just silence. That silence said everything. Then came the fan theories. One viral thread claimed 50 was testing the water before dropping the full bomb. Another said he was saving the footage for his next docuseries. Someone even joked, 50's gonna turn this into a Starz exclusive called Exposed, Diddy and Friends. But the streets weren't laughing, they were watching closely. Because for the first time, people started saying out loud what's been whispered for years, that Diddy's empire has secrets. And 50 just cracked the code. In classic 50 Cent fashion, he played puppet master perfectly, dropping just enough to make the internet implode, then walking away like, "Who, me? I didn't do nothing." He even tweeted later that night, "They call it leaking. I call it freedom of information." By midnight, it wasn't just gossip anymore, it was an event. YouTube channels were live streaming footage analysis. TikTok detectives were syncing background music from the clip to figure out the date and location. Some fans even matched a wallpaper in the video to Diddy's Miami mansion, like CSI, Celebrity Edition, and the craziest part: every time someone tried to upload the full clip, it mysteriously disappeared. Either copyright strikes or content violations, which only made people more convinced it was real. So here we are, 50 sitting on an alleged vault of chaos. Kevin Hart hiding behind silence, and Diddy's PR team trying to put out digital wildfires with an eyedropper. The streets are saying this leak isn't just entertainment, it's a warning. 50's message? Don't play with him. Don't cross him. And definitely don't think your private events are private, because when Curtis Jackson decides to press upload, it's not content, it's collateral damage. And trust me, the next clips, if they ever surface, might not just end reputations. They could end friendships, deals, and maybe even a few NDAs. The empire of secrets had been cracked open, and the world was ready for Act 2.by sunrise. The digital streets were hotter than a Diddy party invite. Every corner of the internet was flooded: YouTube lives, Twitter threads, Instagram stories, Discord servers, all screaming the same thing. 50 got the footage. And when 50 Cent trends, it's never for a salad recipe. It's for blood, business, or both. Fans weren't just watching, they were investigating. Within hours, internet detectives found clues linking the footage to an infamous private networking event hosted by Diddy last year, the same one rumored to have half of Hollywood inside. From rappers to reality stars. Someone tweeted, "If that's the same party, half the guest list about to deactivate their Instagrams." Facts. Then came the memes. Because the internet never misses. One showed Kevin Hart hiding under a table with the caption, "Me when 50 starts uploading part 2. Another had Diddy looking through curtains like, "Did 50 see me?" And the wildest? A photoshopped poster that read, "Power presents the party tapes, executive produced by 50 Cent," but underneath the laughter, the fear was real. Big names started unfollowing Diddy on Instagram. Celebs who once bragged about attending his parties suddenly acted like they'd never met him. The same people who called him brother last month were now calling their lawyers. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart broke his silence, sort of. He posted a picture on Instagram of himself meditating with the caption, "Peace over problems." The comments section? Chaos. Bro, 50 chose violence. You can't meditate this one away. Blink twice if you scared. The man couldn't even post a photo without the world thinking it was a cry for help. Diddy, on the other hand, tried to act unbothered. He posted a video of himself dancing poolside with the caption, "Love always wins," but fans weren't buying it. Someone commented, "Yeah, love wins but 50 uploads faster." Within hours, that post became the digital equivalent of a clown car crash. Then came the next bombshell. 50 Cent went live. He didn't say much, but what he did say had everyone clutching their pearls. "I told y'all I'm not the one to play with," he said, smirking. "Don't talk slick and think the cameras ain't rollin'. Y'all forget who I am. I keep archives." That single word sent shivers through Hollywood. Because this man isn't bluffing, he's a petty librarian of celebrity secrets. He got files, backups, probably folders named Revenge, MP4. And just like that, hashtag 50 got archives was trending worldwide. Fans were demanding the full drop. One commenter wrote, 50 need to sell this footage on pay-per-view. I'd pay 100, another said. This ain't a leak, it's a career documentary in 4K. But here's the crazy twist: within hours of 50's live, new rumors surfaced. Someone on Reddit claimed that Kevin Hart had already confronted Diddy privately. Allegedly, Kevin told him, "Whatever's in that footage, you better fix it before my family sees it." Then a TM-style page dropped another alleged clip, shorter, blurrier, but still explosive. It showed Kevin walking away from a table while Diddy followed, saying something about keeping the circle tight. Fans went nuts. Some said it proved 50 wasn't lying. Others said it was all edited for clicks. Either way, Hollywood was officially in DEFCON mode. Now, while the internet was having a field day, 50 was back to his usual form, trolling. He posted another photo, this time sipping champagne, with the caption, "They say love always wins, but sometimes so does karma." That caption alone was a digital dagger. Within minutes, Kevin Hart's name was trending again. Diddy's too. Everyone was refreshing 50's page like it was breaking news. But it wasn't just celebs reacting. Fans started dragging old Diddy moments back into circulation: interviews, party footage, awkward quotes. One viral post showed a 2009 red carpet clip where Diddy called Kevin his little man, saying, "We tight." Now, that video's being replayed like it's a prophecy. Even 50's celebrity friends got in on it. Snoop Dogg commented laughing emojis under one of his posts. Boozy Badaz went live saying, "Man, 50 petty. But he telling the truth, bro. These dudes been moving weird for years." Boozy said it. "Not me." And then boom, Charlamagne tha God weighed in on The Breakfast Club. He said, "Every time you hear Diddy's name, a new story drop. It's like a reality show nobody subscribed to but can't stop watching." His co-hosts laughed, but you could feel the tension. Nobody wants smoke with Diddy or 50. That's like playing tug of war with dynamite. By this point, every media outlet had joined the feeding frenzy. Rolling Stone ran a headline, 50 Cent reignites Hollywood fear factor. Complex posted, 50 Cent vs. everyone. The leak heard around the world. Even CNN Entertainment did a segment. Because when a rapper's Instagram becomes more powerful than a subpoena, that's world news. Theories started spiraling. Some fans swore 50 was pulling a marketing stunt for his next show. Others believed he was finally cleaning up the industry. One conspiracy even suggested the footage was from years ago and 50 held it as insurance. But then, the twist nobody expected. A former assistant allegedly tied to Diddy's production company came forward anonymously. They claimed that something bigger was about to surface, involving not just Kevin and Diddy, but multiple A-listers. They described 50's footage as the tip of the iceberg, and according to them, more videos exist, involving power players who thought they were untouchable. It was the gossip equivalent of dropping a nuke. You could practically hear the panic echoing through Beverly Hills. Influencers deleted posts. Brand ambassadors pulled out of partnerships. Even major networks reportedly paused projects featuring Diddy and Kevin until further clarification. Kevin Hart's team finally responded officially. Mr. Hart has no involvement in or knowledge of any alleged events. This footage is being sensationalized online for entertainment. The internet responded the way it always does, by calling it a confession in disguise. And just when things couldn't get any messier, 50 added gasoline to the inferno. He tweeted, "They thought I'd back down. Y'all forgot who I am. I don't do PR statements. I do premieres." A premiere? Fans lost it. Was he hinting at an actual release? A documentary? A full reveal? The speculation was unstoppable. People started calling it the footage drop, a digital event so anticipated. Netflix was probably sweating at this point. It wasn't just gossip, it was a movement. Hashtags everywhere. Hashtag exposed by 50. Hashtag Hollywoodin for K. Hashtag Diddy Files. Even anonymous accounts claiming to be insiders started dropping cryptic messages. One said, "He ain't lying. There's more. Way more." Another posted, "If this goes public, careers end. You couldn't make this up, and if you did, it still wouldn't be this wild." So now, Hollywood's most powerful names are scrambling while 50 Cent lounges in his digital throne, sipping champagne and watching the empire he once mocked begin to tremble. Because let's be real, in the age of clout, everyone's got skeletons. But 50? He's got the key to the whole graveyard. And as the internet screamed for the next leak, one thing became terrifyingly clear. 50 Cent doesn't drop gossip, he drops nukes. But what happened after that made even 50 stop smiling for a second. Because when the next clip surfaced, it didn't just expose secrets, it destroyed alliances. And by that point, it wasn't a game anymore. It was a reckoning. By the next morning, Hollywood looked like it had survived a digital earthquake. PR teams weren't sleeping, NDAs were getting rewritten, and A-listers were canceling business brunches faster than Kanye cancels collaborations. The 50 Cent leak wasn't gossip anymore, it was a cultural event. Every studio exec, publicist, and influencer was whispering the same question: what's in the rest of that footage? Because apparently what had already surfaced was just the appetizer. Around midnight, another file hit the web, a clearer clip. This time, Diddy and Kevin weren't joking. The two looked mid-argument in what seemed like a backroom lounge. You could hear Diddy say, "You forgot who built this city. You can't act brand new with me." Kevin responded, "I ain't your project, man. Stop dragging me into your parties." It was grainy, but the tone, razor sharp. The entire internet collectively screamed. You could feel 50 somewhere grinning like a villain in a Marvel post-credit scene. Within minutes, the new clip spread faster than AI filters on TikTok. YouTubers went live breaking it down frame by frame. Twitter turned into a courtroom. Some fans sided with Diddy, calling it business gone wrong. Others backed Kevin, saying he looked trapped in an industry game that finally caught up with him. But everyone agreed on one thing: 50 knew exactly what he was doing. Because just hours after the clip dropped, 50 posted one last message: "Now they mad the truth got good lighting." That line broke the algorithm. It was cold, savage, and too poetic to be accidental. The man had just turned an entire industry feud into performance art. But behind the laughs, the consequences were brutal. Reports started surfacing that several brands had temporarily paused their partnerships with both Diddy and Kevin. Streaming services were scrubbing old promos. Even award shows quietly edited names out of their upcoming rosters. This wasn't cancellation, it was digital exile. Hollywood insiders said executives were terrified 50 might have more. One unnamed director allegedly told Variety, "Every A-list celebrity in this town is deleting old footage right now. He just proved privacy doesn't exist anymore." Meanwhile, 50 was doubling down, but smartly. Instead of posting more leaks, he began hinting at something bigger. On Instagram, he uploaded a black and white image of a film reel with the caption, "Some stories too real for daytime TV." Fans instantly screamed documentary and started calling it the Footage Chronicles. Kevin Hart, clearly under pressure, finally broke his silence in a lengthy Instagram story. He said, "I've been in this industry for decades. I've made mistakes. Sure, but I don't play with people's reputations or lies. Some things ain't funny, respectful, defensive, but still not enough to stop the internet from dissecting every syllable like a conspiracy manifesto." Then came Diddy. His team released a slickly produced statement video him in a crisp white shirt. Soft music playing, saying, "You can't destroy love. You can't destroy truth." But fans dragged it immediately. One comment with 200,000 likes said, "Bro, we want context, not a cologne commercial," another wrote. "Somebody get 50 to narrate this apology." And here's where the narrative flipped again. Because the same day Diddy posted that video, a hacker group claimed to have more clips. They tagged 50's official page and wrote, "You're not the only one with receipts. Cue panic." The internet basically exploded for the fourth time in 2 days. 50 responded like only he could. He reposted the hacker's threat and added, "Y'all late. I already own the theater." That line was screenshotted, memed, remixed and carved into digital legend. Fans started calling him Curtis the Menace. But here's the twist for all the chaos he caused. 50 didn't actually release anything else. He vanished from social media for 48 hours. No posts, no comments, no trolling. And that silence? Louder than any leak. Because now everyone assumed the worst, that the next drop was coming. Paparazzi even caught Kevin Hart in law, looking frustrated, waving off questions. When asked about 50, he said, "I got nothing to say to that man." Meanwhile, Diddy's entourage was reportedly downsized overnight. Sources said he told his staff, "No phones, no cameras, no leaks." Irony at its finest. By day 5, media outlets were calling it the leak heard round Hollywood. Everyone from Joe Budden to Wendy Williams' replacements had opinions. Complex ran a headline, 50 Cent's footage drop just changed celebrity culture forever. Even politicians were tweeting about privacy laws in the age of viral exposure. When the government gets involved in your drama, you know it's serious. But the craziest moment came when a random user uploaded what they claimed was the final 10 minutes of 50's footage. It was blurry, chaotic, and didn't prove much, but one thing stood out. At the end, a voice that sounded like 50 himself saying, "This ain't about hate, this about honesty." The internet froze, because suddenly, the whole story shifted. Maybe this wasn't just pettiness, maybe it was 50 sending a message to the entire industry. Stop frontin'. Blogs went wild with analysis. One said, 50 exposed the illusion everyone plays a role, but only one man pressed record. Another joked, "He's the TMZ Thanos collecting scandals like Infinity Stones." And yet, despite all the chaos, fans couldn't deny it. 50 Cent had pulled off something legendary. He'd dismantled an entire PR machine using nothing but timing, confidence, and a few perfectly chosen leaks. He didn't need an album. He didn't need a show. He was the show. By week's end, Hollywood had gone silent. Kevin Hart retreated to his comedy tour. Diddy went full radio quiet. And 50? He was reportedly in talks to develop a new media project. Translation: he just turned chaos into content again. Even die-hard critics had to admit, 50 won the game he created. Because in a world obsessed with controlling narratives, he reminded everyone who the true director was. The footage may fade, the memes may die, but that message, it'll echo forever. Don't play with a man who owns his receipts. And as fans keep replaying those clips, waiting for one more exclusive, one thing's crystal clear: the saga isn't over. Not by a long shot, because in Hollywood, truth isn't hidden, it's monetized. And 50 Cent, he just proved he's the stockbroker of scandal. Phew, you still breathing? Because after this leak, half of Hollywood's not. 50 Cent didn't just drop footage, he dropped a cultural nuke. And the aftershocks are still bouncing off Beverly Hills. Kevin's meditating, Diddy's deleting, and every A-lister is suddenly taking a break from social media. Yeah, right translation. They're checking if 50s got their footage next. But let's keep it real, you loved every minute of it. The memes, the meltdowns, the midnight lives, it's better than cable TV. This is the kind of chaos that keeps therapists in business and publicists in prayer. So before you scroll off pretending you have morals, hit that like button like you just found 50's hard drive. Drop your wildest theory in the comments. Was this 50's revenge plot or a genius marketing stunt? You decide, and don't hold back, because this comment section is the new TMZ. And if you're new here, hit subscribe like it's your alibi. Turn on those notifications, because around here, secrets don't sleep, they upload. When the next scandal drops, and you know it will, you'll want front row seats when Truth Tattle breaks it down before the celebs can even issue their fake apologies. Because let's face it, in this digital jungle, 50 Cent isn't just a rapper, he's the final boss of exposure. And we're just here watching the empire burn in 4K. Stay petty, stay tuned, and remember, in the land of lies, Truth Tattle always rolls the camera. Truth Tattle, where receipts never expire.